Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and when I did my update video on sort of where I've been, I asked you guys what kind of videos would you like to see from me, and you were all very helpful with your comments, and so I wanted to thank you all for your suggestions. But someone also put like top 5 videos, like top 5 of this, top 5 of that, etc. So what I'm going to do for you today is my top 5 books that I really want to read but I haven't got to yet. Now this was quite hard to narrow it down to 5 because, like most of us, I have a reading pile the size of Everest. Like, it's insane. So many books to read, and yet we keep adding to it. We all know that we do. And this is just physical books. This isn't even books on the Kindle. You know, that one-click thing is freaking dangerous. Like, it's insane. So I wanted to narrow it down even more. So this is kind of the top 5 books that I kind of pre-ordered, that are kind of new to me, newish, you know, fairly recent. You know, books that I was really excited for, pre-ordered, but haven't got round to reading yet for one reason or another. So that's the only way I could narrow it down to 5, so I thought it was quite a genius idea if I say so myself. So here we go. The first book that I'm really excited to read but I haven't got to yet is After You by Jojo Moyes. Now, Me Before You, I think I read it not last year, the year before, and it instantly became my favourite book. It stole its way into my heart and it stayed there ever since. I have 2 tattoos that are related to Me Before You, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen them. So After You, I was really excited for because obviously I loved Jojo Moyes. I've now read like 3 of her books, I think. Me Before You still being my favourite one, but I love her as an author now. So I was excited for it for that reason, you know, to get more of Lou Clark, because she was just an absolutely fantastic character. I loved her. She was hilarious. I saw parts of myself in her, and I just loved her. But I think the reason that I haven't picked up yet is I'm just apprehensive, because the way anyone that's read it will know, anyone that has read Me Before You, you don't get your traditional happy ending, so it's very hard to see character-wise in that book how it can move forwards. Like, I didn't like the end of Me Before You, but I also did like the end of Me Before You. It had me as a crying emotional wreck, but you know, it was an ending. So I don't know how we can move forward, how there can be more, if that makes sense. So I'm scared to read this because Me Before You is my favourite book and it's perfection. How can you follow up perfection? So I think that's why with this one I haven't picked it up yet. But it's funny because I made my mum read Me Before You because I was just going on and on and on. And she read it, and like me, she absolutely loved it. She devoured it. She cried, and then we watched the movie. I took her to the cinema for it. She loved it. So, and she's read this already. And my mum says that I have to read it, that I will love it. So that gives me hope that I will read it, because my mum has told me to read it and she's, you know, read the first one, so I will get round to reading it. And there is going to be a 3rd book. I think it comes out in January, so I need to get on it, really. The second one is another one that I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered all of these, let's be real. Is the final book in the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer, and it's Worlds Collide. Let's just talk about this cover for a minute, because I haven't been doing book hauls, as we know. So I do post most books that I buy on Instagram. So again, follow me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. This cover, though, I love all of the covers for this series. They're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and this one is no exception. Stunning. Bloody motorbike. So yeah, all of the covers for this series are absolutely beautiful, and I have loved every single book in this series. And normally, as they arrive in the post, I'm ripping open the packaging and I'm starting to read them. This one I've had for about a month, over a month now, and I haven't started it because this is it. This is the last one, and I'm really sad about that, because it's such a fun middle grade series, and sort of the characters have grown up and they've started, like, you know, you've seen them sort of mature and stuff, and it's just I don't know. I'm going to be sad to see it end, but I'm also really excited for it. But just look at these two characters down here. Ah, love them. I will probably pick this one up soon. This is probably one of the next ones that I will pick up. I'm more likely to pick this up first than this one, if I'm being honest with myself. Okay, the next one is Bane and Shadow by John Scovron. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year? Yeah, it must be last year. I read... Oh my god, what's the first one? Oh, Hope and Red. The first one is called Hope and Red, and I was obsessed with it. It was a huge chunk book, because it was a proof, whereas this is now sort of in the mass market paper form. This is like literally like I pre-ordered this. This is how it came. So yeah, I'm a bit sad that it doesn't match sort of the other sides of the book, but that's a whole other discussion video. But I read Hope and Red and I absolutely loved it. It's a fantasy book, and just sort of I was just captured by it from page one, and it was quite chunky. I think it was like over 600 pages, nearly 700 pages, and I think I read it in about a week. I just couldn't put it down. I was absolutely obsessed with it. I recommend it left, right and centre because I think it's an absolutely fantastic book, and the way that it ended, I was like, oh my god, I need the second one now. And this is the second one, and I haven't picked it up yet, and again, I don't know why, because I loved the first one so much. It was just absolutely fantastic. The two main characters, Hope and Red, were just absolutely fantastic. Red is sort of a thief that's been sort of raised in the slums, had to take care of himself, you know, kind of like an Aladdin figure, if you know what I mean. And then Hope saw her entire village get butchered for sort of a magical experiment, and now she's out for revenge, and the two meet and they go from there, and it was fantastic. So yeah, I was really excited for this one, but I haven't picked it up yet, but I want to. And then I think if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you'll be shocked by this one. Shocked. I think this came out back in March. They normally, historically, this series comes out in March, and I haven't read Ashton Bone by Anne Bishop yet. I don't know why. This is, oh my god, what, I don't even know what number this is anymore. Book 5. Book 5 in the Others series. Now the Others series I have raved and raved and raved about to everyone and anyone. It's such a unique fantasy series that it just must be read, and I absolutely love it. I love the character of Meg, who's sort of like a blood prophet. She cuts herself and then sees sort of visions of the future, which sounds really, really odd. It is. And then there's sort of shapeshifters, and it's just a completely different series, and it's fantastic. And I don't know why I haven't picked this up, because again, a bit like with the Land of Stories, normally as soon as this arrives in the mail, I've normally finished the book that I am currently on, and then haven't started anything, waiting for this to arrive. Like as soon as it says it's, you know, been dispatched, I'm like, I can't start anything else now because I'm waiting for this to arrive. But yeah, I don't know. And previously I've actually stopped reading a book halfway through to start this, which is not something I normally do. But yeah, I didn't with this one, and I don't know why. I don't know, because I'm waiting for something to happen between two characters. I need a romance to happen, and like in the last book we were on the cusp, exciting stuff happened, and yeah, I haven't picked this one up yet. I don't know why. I will obviously need to correct that. And then the last book is another one that will shock you guys, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Her other series, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, is one that I have flogged to death on my channel. I absolutely love it. It's in there with my top favourite books. Like the ones that are up there is like The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Me Before You, the Others series by Anne Bishop, and Laini Taylor. They're all kind of like I can't choose between them. It's like asking me what my favourite Disney film is. Like I go back and forth, you know. But when the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series ended, it was such a good trilogy. I absolutely loved it. I loved her characters, and I just love the way that Laini Taylor writes. It's very lyrical, and it's just the visions that you imagine when, like, just the worlds. It's very hard to explain. I just love it so much. So I've been waiting and waiting for Strange the Dreamer. I think the date for this kept getting put back because I'm sure at one point it said like September or October last year, and then it got put back to sort of like the April of this year. I was just like, why? So I've been dead excited for this, and I just haven't read it. And I love that the main character's name is Laszlo Strange, and he's a junior librarian. Like, come on, why have I not picked this up? And it's really exciting because I pre-ordered it. I got a signed thing. Oh my god, I did a happy dance when I got this. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one because, like I say, Laini Taylor's other series I absolutely adored. So I don't know why I'm hesitating. I think with this one I would like to have sort of a week off maybe, or a couple of days off work, where I can just chill, have no worries, have some peace and quiet, and just dedicate time to reading it, because I don't want like any like life stress, work stress to ruin my reading of this book. I know that sounds probably really daft, but I just want to immerse myself in this world and have no other worries. So those are my top 5 books that I haven't read yet, but that I really want to, and I don't, you know, I should have read them by now, you know, for the reasons stated. Let me know in the comments down below, one, if you want to read any of these books, or any of these books on your want to read pile. 2, have you read any of these books, and what your thoughts about them have been? No spoilers though, please. And 3, if not these books, what books are on your sort of, you know, what do you really want to read, or what you should have read but you haven't yet? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know, get some discussions going down there. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.